Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how I made this card. Now this card apparently has been going around everywhere. I've seen it a couple of times on YouTube and I quite liked it, so I thought I'd give it a go. I'm not sure, the ones that I've seen, I've only seen a couple of videos. The videos I've seen have been in centimetres or a different size to this. So in the UK 5x7 is quite a good size to do, so that's what I've gone for. Obviously, if you want to downsize it, you can just take a little fraction off the heights of your cards and the widths, and then you can make it fit whatever size you want to do. I've seen it that it's called a display fun fold card, but I don't like the words fun fold in a title because everything's called a fun fold card. So I've changed the name for me and for this one, and I've called it a tiered gatefold card because I thought that's what it is. It's a gatefold card and it's tiered. So that's what I've called it. The papers I'm using today are from Antonio Makes. It's one of his digital kits. So the papers are actually from the Imperial Indigo kit. And then the butterflies are from the Bubbly Butterflies Fussy Cuts. So yeah, so head over to, I'll give you the thing here now, antoniomakes.com. Use my code Louise10 and you get 10% off all your orders. So that is wonderful, and they turn out so, I'm sure you can agree, they are beautiful. You see how beautiful they are. And if you print it off on decent paper, which we have here, then you get a nice kind of a sheen to it. It's not really a shine as such, but it's a bit of a sheen, a bit like pearlized card, and it just adds something to the card. So yeah, so that's the card we're doing today. So let's get into it. Okay, so for this card, you're going to need a few bits and bobs. Now, I've gone for my own measurements. I've seen a few different versions of this online, but I've actually used completely my own measurements. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. So, we're going to use a piece of base card that is 5 by 11. And you're basically going to score it at 1 inches, 2 inches, 9 inches and 10 inches. Okay, and then all we need to do with this, let me just put this to one side, is you're just going to fold, if you fold the second score line, so your 2-inch and your 9-inch as valleys, and then your 1-inch and your 10-inch as mountains. Okay, so you're going to fold that way and that way. So you're basically doing like a little concertina fold either side. Now the card I'm using here is really not very thick. This card is about a 180, maybe 200 tops GSM. Okay, I've gone really light on it just because of like where you've got all these bits concertinaed up, you don't want loads of wodge. And then I've bulked out the actual like the back and the other pieces that go on it. I've bulked those out with slightly thicker cards, so then they're not as flimsy. But I decided that was probably the best way to do it. So you should end up with that, hopefully. Okay, so then you also need, we do the other mechanism bits. You need 2 pieces that are 3 by 3, and you're just going to score them at 1 inch and at 2 inches, and on both of those. And then these, you're literally going to do the same again. You're going to do a little concertina, a little zigzaggy fold. So like that, and like that. And the same on this one. Concertina fold like that, so you end up with 2 zigzaggy pieces. Okay, right, so before we do anything else, we're going to stick the zigzags into place. Yeah, let's stick the zigzags into place. So you want to take your 2 zigzag pieces, and these are going to go on the flaps here and here like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue the back of the zigzag and then stick it on. So I've put some glue on. So now what I'm going to do is just going to fold that shut. And this is going to go on. And you want to make sure that it really goes to this edge here. Okay, just make, if you're using wet glue, just make sure none of it spills out. You don't stick all your bits together. I'm just going to make sure that that goes in there like that. Ooh. Okay, so you should end up with that. So now you want to do the same on this side. So this is obviously the other way around. So the zigzag is the mirror image of what you've just done on that other side. So put some glue on here and then fold this down. This is going to go onto there like that. You should end up with that. Okay, now one thing you need to do before we start sticking everything down, actually let me go through the other layers first. So you're also going to need a whole load of you're going to need a couple more base pieces, and you're also going to need some mats. So I'm going to go for the other base pieces in a minute. So for the mats to start with, this back panel here and on the back, you're going to need 2 mat layers, which are 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and 2 patterns that are 4.5 by 6.5. I'm using the beautiful Antonio Makes papers again. So this is part of the Imperial Indigo pack. Use Louise 10 if you order, because you'll get 10% off your order. This is going to go in there like that, and then this is going to go on the back here so you can do your message. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick these down quickly to get them out of the way, and then we'll go through the other pieces that you need for the front, the other base pieces, the mats and the patterns. Okay, so you should end up with that, hopefully. So let me go through the other pieces that you need. Right, you're going to need 2 base pieces, that's the pink, that are 3.5 wide by 4 inches tall, and a mat to go on that that is 3.25 wide by 3 3/4 tall, and a pattern that is 3 inches wide by 3.5 tall. You're also going to need some small base cards. You need 2 of those, by the way, of each of those. 2 base cards that are 2.5 wide by 3 inches tall, and on top of that you need 2 mats that are 2.25 wide by 2 3/4 tall, and 2 patterns that are 2 inches wide by 2.5 tall. Okay, so those are your extra pieces. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take my the biggest one out of the 2, and I'm just going to lay it, open this up flat, and this is going to stick there like that. It's just going to stick on this section here, but what I want to do first is I just want to lay this onto here like this. Now I've seen different ways of this being done, so let me just quickly show you my little template. So I do a little little template with rough card to start with. So this is how I've done it. So you've literally got, it just steps straight down. Now I've seen online people who have done it where they've actually got they've angled that, so you've got an angled bit there. I think I'm going to leave mine like this. I'm actually going to do it like this. So if you wanted to, this is the point where when you lay this piece here down, you cut along there and then cut up there and leave that little triangle in. But I'm not going to do that on this one. I think I'm going to leave it like that, because I quite like it not be able to see it. So if that's the case, you want to lay this into its final place, which is there. Make sure it's lined up along the bottom, and then we're just literally going to draw all the way along the top like that. And we're going to do the same on this side. So butt it into that layer there like that, and then make sure it's in properly, lay it flat, and then just draw all the way along the top there. And then all we're going to do with a pair of scissors, I'm going to come in and I'm just going to trim that bit off. You should end up with 2 little bits taken off like that. You can get rid of those, or you can use those as tabs on other things. So now we can go ahead and we can stick these down. So I'm just going to take the glue and add it to here, and then we're going to stick that panel, that larger panel, down. I'm just going to close this tab on top of it, so then I know that I'm definitely getting it right in that corner. got glue strings going on here. Right in that corner, and there we go, that's perfect like that. And do the same on this side. So you might think, why don't I just stick these down and then cut it? Well, the reason why is because then I know which part to glue. So if I really cut this, I know that the whole of that piece there can be glued. And I find it just makes things a little bit easier. So I'm going to stick that in there like that. That right in. Okay, so that's your... Now these two should meet in the middle. Mine don't quite. Mine are a little bit... mine overlap a little bit. But to be honest, it doesn't matter too much. I'd rather them overlap a tiny bit than have a big gap there. So that's fine. And also because when you display it, it's going to be open anyway. So it's not the end of the world. The thing you just need to make sure of is you just need to make sure that these here... it's level along the bottom. That's your main concern. If this really bothers you, which it's starting to annoy me a little bit, you can just trim it off. So I'm just going to quickly trim that off. Okay, so I just trimmed a tiny bit off both, and now it perfectly meets in the middle. That's much better. So then we're going to take these, and these just simply go either side on there. So again, we know exactly what we're gluing, and you just want to make sure that your panel lines up with that far edge of your zigzag. And again, make sure it lines up with the bottom of your card. So it's nice and flat here, and it lines up nicely. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so that's all your pieces stuck down. So that's how it sits up and displays. Obviously from the front it would look something like that. So now it's just a case of decorating it. So I've cut out part of one of the packs he's got the bubbly butterflies pack, and it has these beautiful butterflies. So I've just fussy cut them out, and I'm now going to go and stick them on in various places. So I'm going to decorate the card up now. Okay, so what we need to do now is add a greeting. So I'm using the have an awesome birthday, that's going to go there, and then birthday wishes I'm going to stick on the back. I could just stamp it on the back, but since I've already got it out, I've already got one stamped ready to go, I'm going to use that one, I think. Okay, so there you have it. There's your finished card. Stands up nicely like that, and it will fold down to fit in an envelope for a 5x7 card. Yeah, that's it, an envelope for a 5x7 card. So yeah, so I hope you like it. As I said, if you like the papers and that I've used, then head over to www.antoniomakes.com. Use my code Louise10 and you'll get 10% off all your orders. Okie doke. So yeah, hope you have a go. Please like and subscribe and comment down below, and we will see you next time. Bye.